Hello there again. I have something very special tonight that has a great ending. I have a special story for the end there that I hope you guys can stay to the end and listen. I'm going to try to make it as fast as I can, but I wanted to give another review about the novelties that we grew up with in comic books. And here, for example, we have that famous ad that had the $1 million bag. It says $1 million free with 50 cents for the catalog. And of course, in the back is the famous Johnson Smith. Johnson Smith was the big company that had the big money, so they ran the more expensive ads. This was called the Fun House. This is not the Fun Factory that I was in. It was called the Fun House, and I have here an original catalog from the Fun House. It would be sent out. One of my originals. I have a couple of the Funhouse, but this is what you would get, and in here, would have a bunch of novelties and stuff in it. Now, over here is another ad that is for the famous Haunted House Mystery Bank. As you can see up there, it's all Honor House. The full page is Honor House, but the problem with this mystery bank, it says that not a problem, but one of the mysteries behind it is that according to the ad, it's 7 inches wide, 7 inches deep, and 7 inches, 9 inches deep. I'm sorry. The house says that a hand comes out to the door and gets a coin. Here's the problem with that. In 40 years, the only one that comes out is a ghost. Is the one with the ghost. I've never seen the one with the hand. I don't even know if it even exists. And I'm not talking about this. There is one that is it winds up and a hand comes out and it goes under the Frankenstein hand or the mystery bank. That wind up one is not the one they're talking about because he was telling you that it measures 7%. Now, the only thing that's left me thinking about this is three individuals have actually said that it exists. One is there's a forum called Universal Monster Army, and there's a guy there that's been an old time collector and stuff, and he said he had one in the 70s that he sold. I saw a book around 15, 20 years ago, and the book itself, well, the problem with the book was that I was reading in it and it mentioned a haunted house bank battery operated that the hand came out of the side. I, because of those reasons, and also in one of the jobs I had, the individual claimed that he had the same one as the ghost, but a hand came out. It's still a mystery. I've been looking for it for, again, 30 plus years. I don't even know if it really actually does exist. But anyway, here's another ad that it's very famous. This is the log cabin, the Frontier log cabin. You could imagine how cheap it must have been, right? That it's only you get five for $4 or $1 each. Now I have one. Haven't seen it in gosh, who knows, maybe 10, 15 years. I did have a fire. I'm hoping I didn't lose it, but I did have one. All I can tell you is it was made of polyethylene and it kind of draped over a card table. So that's the Frontier tent. It was really I think it would cost no more than 50 cents to make. That's how cheap that was. So I mean, a lot of people always want to know what it is. Now over here is one of the famous ad. Who's not gonna know? Frankie and Boney. This ad appears again on our house in the bottom. Appears in countless. In fact, some of this it was such a famous ad that some of this comic books actually have two ads in them. Over here we have prior to that, this is an older version of it. Over here they sold the monster size monsters. Now over here what you have are the like I explained in the past are the two monsters, which is the color Frankenstein, color Dracula. Here's where they sold it, and they also mention here at times the Wolfman. The Wolfman never existed. The Wolfman, and I know that as a fact, was a poster of his face, so it said life size. I guess that's the way they ripped off kids. And I know that for certain that Honor House was good at doing that. Here you have again this famous ad, okay? But also in here you will find another Honor House ad, same company, again selling Boney and stuff. Now, what happened with this original ads is that in the 1960s, Honor House would sell. See, here's another big Honor House ad. You see the monster size, 7 feet tall. Yeah, 7 foot tall monsters, and those are the comics. But what happened during the era is that a lot of famous Honor House ads they started originally, like if you look, here's an older Honor House ad, right? This is like a really old ad. Now see, over here they have the 6 foot monster. You see what's that 6 foot right there? I don't know if you could actually, but anyway, the problem is that Honor House started with the colored Frankenstein and Dracula, and over time morphed into the 7 foot plastic one that had two pieces. Here is another ad. Again, the famous 25 lessons in hypnotism. Now, they were selling the book. They weren't selling what I did last week with the coin that I was looking for. That's actually the 25 lessons book. Over here is an early version also of the Ghost. You see the Ghost there? The life-size Ghost. That's my favorite ad of all times. And here you have another ad. This here is the famous bat, the You Control rubber bat. Now, I believe it's funny that I mentioned that I have. I actually thought I had one of the bats here because I have a couple of those. In fact, I got to be honest. I have over 144 of those bats because I bought them. I took my original as a kid. I lost the instructions for in the fire. Unfortunately, I mean it's stupid, but here again is a later version. So you got the Superman costume here. Now this Superman costume here that they mention is actually the Ben Cooper. This costume does about $600 on eBay, believe it or not. So crazy. This one here, it's a little pixelated, but this was the famous werewolf mask. Now this werewolf mask was originally done by Topstone, and it was called the Teen Wolf. Goes today easy for about $1,000 if you find one. Mine, unfortunately, time took its toll on it. It's a big chunk of rubber. If I'm correct, this is gonna shock some people, but I actually have it in my drawer here. I think this. See, it's kind of like can't even open it. But this was the Teen Wolf mask by Topstone. What's left of it. I had a second one, and believe it or not, I screwed up. I sold it a long time ago. Anyway, over here we have, this one was not that popular, but it was prior to the submarine. This was right between first you had the thing that was sold was the rocket ship, the tank, and then the submarine. And over here, again, we've seen that before. And this one I'm not going to really show, but another item I just want to show here, the grotesque hands over here. Those are pretty popular. Once you find them on eBay, they do go for a pretty good amount. And here, of course, is the secret book safe, which I did a special on that. It's one of my videos that actually shows the actual safe. And look, behold, there's the werewolf mask right here. And you see the monster-sized monster there, the Boney the Skeleton. Again, look at the funny thing. Boney the Skeleton here, they used the image of the perfect man, which is seen. It was a model kit of a skeleton. And the model kit of a skeleton, back in the early 60s, late 60s actually, the Captain Company used to advertise that all the time. And they used to sell it in Famous Monsters of Filmland. So this image here is from there. The actual Boney is waving his hand. The hand here is down. There's a little tidbit that few people know about. But this here is not the actual image. It looks the same, but difference is that the one hand is waving instead of down. And over here again, this is American Circle Corp, and this is what Todd gave me that I had been looking for a long time. You see how it says 25 lessons in hypnotism, but it says free HypnoCoin. Yeah, HypnoCoin free. Well, this is the one that I was waiting, and I had thought it was at the time 25 lessons in hypnotism, the book itself. Now, along with that, I wanted to show, which actually one of the comic books had, there is the, here is the Hiram, the Hilarious Haunted Hank. I bought this to show, this is an original, and I just want to show how beautiful the artwork was back in the early 70s. This is a classic. I love this artwork here in Pacific. Over here, I have one of the originals, exploding fountain pen from S.S. Adams. The quality of this pen is good. I mean, if you look at it all over, again, I'm sorry about that black nail there. That's the hit I got myself a couple of weeks ago in moving my storage around. This here, exploding fountain pen, is very high classic. You know, it's very well done. The only problem this has when you separate it, sometimes from the bottom of the pen to the top, the snapping mechanism comes out. So it usually fix that by putting some crazy glue inside here and gluing it. So, you know, but this is, I wish they made it like this again, but this is a great item from SS Adams. Over here is the famous treasure map. Upside down. This treasure map as a kid in school, some kid had it one time and I saw it and I'm like, what? I want to get it. And the kid wouldn't show it to me. He was a bad little kid, you know. But I ever since then, when I grew up, you know, I always wanted the map, and finally I came across it one day. In one of the comics here, which right now, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly which one it was. I actually had it to show, and it had a wait. I might be able to see which one it was here because I separated it. Hold on, I just want to show a popular ad here that, okay, I think it's in this one here. Okay. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Remember this, the karate practice dummy? Yeah, I actually reproduced that from my original that I have. And no, I wanted to show an original American Circle Corp ad. And the reason I wanted to show that is because I wanted to show you one particular product that was very popular. And I really can't believe I actually had it. I apologize because I don't want to make this video too long. See, again, here's some earlier versions of Johnson Smith Company. The earlier ads, because this are like, if you notice, they're 12 cents on the cover. So this are pretty old comics here. I don't know if this is the one, but oh gosh, man. So now the reason I'm kind of looking for that is because I wanted to show the American Circle, not American, I'm sorry, Abracadabra Magic Shop. I wanted to show you the ad that that had this famous and this is interesting. Okay, here is a Fun Factory ad. This is the same with the money, but you know, an actual, you know, half-page ad. He didn't run it too many times. This is amazing. Amazing. Of course, I'm going to find the ad the moment I finish the video. All right, that's the life. That's the life. But anyway, what I wanted to show is this is the Abracadabra Magic Shop catalog, and they were famous because they used to advertise a thing with sparkling eyes that you could. So that's one of the original catalogs, and what you would get with the sparkling, flashing eyes, whatever, was this. This is what you got for 50 cents. The instructions on how to do it. And you thought you were going to get an actual, you know, flashing eyes, whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have the ad to show you right now, which you can find it in any old comic. But one thing I wanted to say is this company called the House of a Thousand Mystery, which is the Vic Lawson company. This catalogs, if you look at a lot of this catalogs, they were very popular in the 70s or late 60s, early 70s, because this company, you know, the guy obviously I think passed away. I'm not sure exactly what happened. His son still kind of runs a website. Like if you go to Vic Lawson, you can see the history of the company a little bit. But what I wanted to show is all this artwork in here was actually drawn by the guy who owned it, which this is Vic Lawson. You see the photograph of him up here. Now, a lot of the mail order companies from the 70s took all their images from here. If you look at all those ads, including the 25 lessons in hypnotism that I like with the guy hypnotizing, it came originally from here. This book is kind of like the main one that everybody said, let's copy off. Even Johnson Smith took images from here because although Johnson Smith is older now, over here, this is one of the original 1970s Honor House catalogs. You could see it was like a big giant sheet, folded in the middle, and this is one of the Honor House. See, Products Corp. This is my favorite catalog. I have like 4 different ones, but there's one that has the Monster Goes that you can give me 1,000 for that. I won't sell. Over here I have that's okay. Here is the flashing eyes. I knew it was going to go. Okay, there's the flashing eyes that you would get, and that's what they send you. And over here, of course, is the monster robot plans that I fell for. You see how it looks like a Frankenstein? It says Bill Horry Gory Monster. Well, the problem with that is that's because I didn't order the one that I've been searching for, which I have a little to say about that in a while. But anyway, over here, I wanted to show you guys. These are actually the plans. I put them into one piece of paper, but it's actually 4 individual sheets. Those are the ones there that you see that it's kind of like that monster that you see. This is what you would get for $1. But of course, this would be 2 sheets of paper, printed on both sides and stapled. You can see my original, and I'll show you in a second. This right here is what you get, and over here is, and I've told a lot of you guys that me and David Harvesat, we've been putting together some original items that were a little bit too hard for me to get made. David having better connections, meaning manufacturers, because he owned the SS Adams company. We got together and we did. Now here is the same flyer that I was sent that said American Circle Corp that I wanted all my life, but this one is from a company called RIDIP, RIDIP, whatever. And this here is my version of the lenticular disc. In the back, it'll say Hypnocoin, and if you look over here, it says Acme House Novelties. That's kind of a link that I haven't completed the link, but it's on my website. It's going to link you to the actual website that's going to be selling these products. You can actually get these products off eBay if you look under the Hypnocoin. It's my product, guys. If you buy it, it's mine and David. So that's a combined effort thing we're doing. I actually uploaded a video of me and David demonstrating how we reproduce the Frankenstein. This is the lenticular disc that I sell, and everything has been reproduced. The original 25 lessons in hypnotism are all here. Glossy paper. This is like a really, really nice piece, and it gets sent to you in a really nice way like that, and in a nice envelope. You have it anyway. I just bought that just to show some of the things that that I can. Now I have here a couple of things that I wanted to show, and this is, like I said, with the ads and stuff I was showing. Here is, of course, this is the first Honor House ad. You see how it says Honor House there? And it's set 6 foot tall. And here, what I said before is this monster, as it got from 1968, 69, 70, turned over it morphed into the 7 foot Frankenstein. This one right here, the plastic version that I said before, next to Boney. It morphed into here. See, this is 7 foot. Same Honor House company, but it started between 1968 69 when people will order the 6 foot. They put whatever they had left. If you got lucky enough, you got the cardboard. I mean, the actual paper version of it. You were super lucky. They're worth a lot of money. Today, though, I saw one of these sell on eBay. If you look back about a year and a half ago, I don't know if it's still listed, but it sold for $532. This thing here. I've seen the color version, this one, sell for about $450, but it for this being a plastic whatever, it blew my mind. It sold for a crazy amount. And here, of course, is the 7 foot ghost that Johnson Smith put out. The different, and this is a really early photo ad of the X-ray vision, and this was you could find this ad in a magazine called Monster World, the one that has, well, it appears in a couple of Monster Worlds, which was the famous Monsters of Filmland. between, I forgot exactly what year it was. They published 10 issues of Monster World that they consider them to be part of the entire collection. Well, Monster World has this, and you know, Todd had asked me, and I'm telling you, Todd, if you're listening to this, you will find this ad in the Monster World. Now, the one that I saw it in was the one that had the monsters, Lily Monster, Herman Monster in the cover and all that. And one of the things, I'm going to put this right here because I want to ask, and here is a later version. This is like a 1983, 84 version that somebody was trying to imitate the Melting Company 7-foot Ghost. And they came out and they played this, the 7-foot one-eye alien creature. This was out of Niagara Falls, Zone 7 Products. They appeared for a limited time on comic books. Not a very popular company. Didn't get far. Again, here is the American Circle Corp ad. Here they have the Hypnocoin. Here they're selling the Hypnocoin. But the more popular that you would see with their ads is, again, this one. And that's my favorite. That's the one that as a kid I dreamed of buying, never got. And finally, I did get it when I was an adult. Spent hundreds of dollars making phone calls to try to get 25 lessons in hypnotism. Wound up getting a book, and I thought it was the book. And then I'm like, why did they have this girl on the cover? But the book actually has a guy hypnotizing a woman, but it was not the same photo. It was a 1940s version. And then I realized when I was looking, and I said this in my last video that was over an hour long, that when I was looking on the internet, I realized in eBay somebody was selling this flyer I just demonstrated with the Hypnocoin, and it said American Circle Corp on it. And I'm like, my God. Then I read it close, and I realized that what you were sending away for was to get the pamphlet of 25 lessons. It wasn't the book itself, 25 lessons. And Todd made my dream a reality. I finally got that because I always wanted it. But one last thing I wanted to show you guys here again, and here's the famous, see, Boney with my friend there, Frankie baby there. Oh man, I love that item. And here is, again, it's a very similar ad, of course. It has, they kind of both have, I think they must have copied the guy who drew this, which actually the company was in Long Island that got this. And this company was also, this was originally produced by the Lowell Toy Company. I've seen a guy, I don't argue with people that want to know and they know, but I mean, I know as a fact because Basil Gogos, I've met 6 times. And Basil Gogos was kind enough to him and his wife, older, before he passed away. In fact, I have a video that I'm going to upload soon. I found it. I hadn't seen it in 4 years, where he's autographing about 10 magazines for me that he did the cover for. Basil Gogos never drew this Frankenstein, the color version of this Frankenstein. And if I have a second here, I have it in color. Interesting, because I need to. He never drew. Okay, I'm sorry. It's in here. Okay. He never drew this. That is not Basil Gogos. That was done by the Lowell Toy Company. And this ad that you see right here is the very first time it was ever sold. It appeared in Famous Monsters of Filmland number 126, which was the Outer Limits cover. That's the first time they were sold. Made by the Lowell Toy Company. The artist was a guy from the 60s. Basil Gogos told me, because I asked him that, and he said, no, I wish, he goes, who drew them? They look nice. I wish I did them, he said, okay? So I know that as a fact because, in fact, I believe in the video I recorded with him, he says that. Now, I know you guys know this friend of ours. Now, that's my favorite guy there. But anyway, here is the main reason I've done this video. In this video, and before I say that, here is from one of the comic books, actually, that sold, the 2 in color, full-size, life-size, 6-foot Dracula and Frankenstein. Well, I told the story that I've been searching all my life. And this is the conclusion of the show, like, the end of the show that has all the action. I can't think of the word right now, which is so funny. The climax of the show. Here it is. I've been looking, and I'm going to ask all the people I know, all the people that follow my channel, people that have been listening to me. I'm going to ask Laura Legends to reach out to her crowd if she hears this. I'm going to ask people out there, collectors. I've been looking for these plants. Now, when I showed you the comic that I just showed you right now, which is right here. When I first looked at this ad, and this ad, you see here? I made the mistake of thinking this ad here was better. The problem is I never knew that this was going to be a hunt of 38, almost 40 years trying to search this. It's like looking for the Holy Grail. I still haven't found it. So here is what I'm going to do today, or I'm going to offer. And before I say that, I also want to bring something really quick here. A lot of people out there see mail order mysteries. They wonder, the book, it's great, but here's what I wanted to show you guys about the book. In this book, Kirk Damaris, that did a wonderful job. He's a great friend. He did a fabulous job in finding and using, and making a great book. Now, all these items, this item down here, this item here, the 25 lessons with the Hypno coin, this is all mine. All this stuff here are mine. Here is the last remaining copy. You see here the Aqua Specs. Believe it or not, they're going for about $500 if you even find one. And my friend Todd, who made it possible, will get those Aqua Specs. Here are the ones, the original Aqua Specs. The last one probably, I thought I did have two. I don't know if I sold my second or I lost it. I hope I still have it because I'm giving this to Todd as a gift. He earned this. These are Todd's, see, Honey Toy Industry original 1960s. In fact, it says here 1966 if you look real close there, see? This glasses, if you look at, they're going to do at least $400 to $500 because they were geared to the young generation, and they're here in mail order mysteries right here. As you can see the little sign up there, the little price thing over there. It's the same one. I'm giving them to Todd. They're my glasses. I bought them out and giving them to Todd just to show. If you see the stuff here, when you go here to the best section in this book, which is the monster section. I just wanted to, because a lot of people say, you're my originals. Here's the monster section of mail order mysteries. That has very few people realize it. Has a glow in the dark cover. If you turn off the lights, you're going to see the 7-foot ghost, which is right here, the Johnson Smith version of it. It glows in the dark because me and Craig are probably the only ones in the world that would have fought for that ghost, and we did actually, which was so funny. That's a different story. Actually, Craig, if you look at his website, I believe, not Craig Tubek, I'm sorry, Kirk Damaris, Kirk, he says the story there. Now here is my original box version of the Color Dracula and Frankenstein. Those are my boxes right there. I let Kirk take a photograph of those right there, see? And that's the Jack Davis next to it. Here are the two, and here are my two originals. And here is, again, what I said about the Perfect Man. This model could see, if you see Boney over here, Boney is actually waving his hands, right? Over here, his hands are down. So that's what is really cool. And here are my folded versions with the instructions and the little glow-in-the-dark round circles that you were supposed to attach to them. Okay? Then following that, I have here my two most famous ghosts. This one I bought in 1974 as a kid after I bought the Honor House. Now, the Honor House is not pictured here because I don't have the balloon for it. I only have the sheet and the actual, visible line. But the Honor House had a face like this, Casper. This one here, I obtained about 15 years ago, and it went on eBay for like $10, and I wound up paying $900 for this thing here. And Kirk was the guy who was actually trying to outbid me. And unfortunately, the poor guy lost. That's why actually he flew up here. I love Kirk. Kirk is a great friend. I always joke with him, but he actually, I think one of the reasons he flew to see me is to actually see the ghost, because this is his favorite old time item, which is mine as well. Now I'm planning to in the next couple of days. I'm gonna bring out the three ghosts that I had. I'm sorry, the two ghosts and the submarine. For the first time, I'm going to actually. I took each of these ghosts and I had them put on. I went to a craft store and I paid like 100 and some for each one, and it was put in a display case and stuff. And they wrapped it up for me. So it's been like 10, 11 years, 12 years. I have never seen what they even look like today, but I'm going to open it for the first time. Now, right here is the old time famous moon monster. Now, this is my moon monster with all the photographs and everything. But down here, it's a story that I said that this is an unknown copy. It came out on eBay years ago, and I actually went on eBay say it was a fake, this and that, whatever. So at the end of the day, it was 1959 when this appeared. This is more like the 60s. And then a lot of people don't remember this ad because in 1970, I think it kind of faded away. I think 71 was like the last time it ran. And then, but the Moon Monster is very famous to the older folks. And I was able to obtain, I have two originals of these, and I have one of this. Now, when I first started selling this one, a friend by the name of Dan Goodsell, which is an awesome friend, he was nice enough to loan me his to scan it until I got my own later on. Again, it was a little bit before my time. I don't remember. Here are the 7 gigantic dinosaurs for $1. These are 3. I found the other 4 after Kirk. Actually, they were in a different place, but he took a photo of my thing here. But these are the 7 gigantic dinosaurs for $1. If you hear my podcast this past week, the recent podcast, it says very clear in the podcast that I'm sorry for the clock going off. um, the the podcast mentions that they also made a version of this, but they were monsters, and I talk about it a little bit. That doesn't count. There was also another company called Regency Mail Order that used to sell a 40-inch tall talking space alien or something like that. The ad is very popular. I do have that though. I have that one. I only have 2 of the monster version ones, but some guy paid, I think it was $80 for one in front of me. I was like, this guy's nuts for one of the but this is what they were. These were the doll-shaped balloons. It's kind of funny though, because when you inflate this, the bottom and top don't even match. The head is floating. It's really weird, but they got people's money. And this here, how to draw monsters. My friend Kirk actually sent me a copy of that. That was actually his. He sent me an original copy of that. And of course, this is the Dracula thing. And then here is my Gale house record and my haunted house record from Johnson Smith, which was also given with the ghost in the early. But what I wanted to show is here are the original plans I received. You see, that's my this plans right here. This envelope, believe it or not, I lost it for years. And then one day I'm reading a book and I was sad because it came out. And I was able to have it, which I was shocked that it still survived. And here is the bat. You see how the bat is, that little 50 cents bat? That's the thing they send you with this one here. But I lacked the instructions, so Kirk was able to photograph my bat on that. Here is what the mask actually looks like. See, now this mask are owned by Ray Castiles, which he was a big part of this book too. Although there you go. See, that's the shock monster. This is probably the most sought after mask out there today. Some guy, I heard the story, actually got one for like $200 and is worth thousands. But anyway, I don't have time to go through the whole thing. And this is this one. We thought it was not going to go in the book because I couldn't find mine, and I searched and searched. And man, when I found that Kirk he was so excited that we were able to put that Raquel Welch pillow. So popular, and he had never. Well, I have actually. I think I have 1 or 2 of them. I'm not sure. And this is the famous skull light. I had like 100 of those because I used to, So, and this 101 free things. This is, again, it's the same. I showed the catalog. It's the same Fun House, not the Fun Factory. This is the company, right here, that sold the 1001 free things. That's another book I forgot about that they were very famous for. Going through this, I wanted oh here, the magic brain calculator. Uh, it's really barbaric. I have like five of them. I bought them, and then of course here's my switchblade comb, and this is the suction thing to pull your pimples out, whatever. I had that there. Again, all these are mine. All the products here. Um, this is the earlier spaceship. Now this product was being sold on eBay one time. I think Kirk used that photograph. I'm not sure. I had I can't say I had that product because I don't remember if I did, because maybe way back, but I did have the tank, and I had the I had two space shuttles that they did at the end right after Honor House sold in '84. The company that bought them, Guaranteed Distributors, which you know what, it's a mistake. I actually have one of their only flyers they ever put out, and they made the space shuttle, and I had two of them. I lost them in the fire. I actually built one, and the other one, I had three. I bought three. I built one, threw it out in the garbage. Like, who's going to think in 2000, 1997, 98? I mean, this actually was 93. Who's going to think that they're going to be worth thousands of dollars today? My gosh. And I threw it out because once you build, that's why I say, once you build the submarine or the shuttle, anything, once you build it, there's rivets on it. You got to rip it apart. You can't take it apart. They're rivets that go in, and once they go in, that's it. Now here is this one. I have about maybe 24 of them, and I gave them to Kirk. I think I gave him one. I'm not sure, but this one here is the hover car, which was the air car, which was very famous in Johnson Smith ads, and this here is the balloon that they also were famous for, the 9-foot UFO, which I believe it or not I had one upstairs. I actually left it upstairs. I could have bought it and showed it to you guys because I was trying to see how to get it. Here's again the secret book safe, and again I did a special on that. And this is obviously, if you remember, the lie detector. It was always popular when I sent away for it. This is my that's the original 10-in-1 gadgets that I have, and I have it there as well. Then here's the spy pen. Anyway, and the spy camera. I actually have about six of this original spy camera, and it's funny because it has a very tiny roll of film. I don't think anybody could ever really. Maybe the early '70s it was able. And again, this is the pen radio that I have two of them. This is the one that was featured in Rick Harris in Pawn Stars, and and that's the one show. If you look it up on YouTube, you can see that part where he says he's always wanted the submarine, and that's how they got a hold of me to make an appearance, like I said in the show. And this is, I sent Laura Legends one of my originals of the of that particular the laser pistol plans. And then Mystic Smoke and some generic ones here. But if you guys see this and whatever, there is one particular item here that we're going to say a little bit in the future book that I'm putting together right now, which is going to rival this book, meaning not rival. It's going to be like a part two to this book. It's going to be in real debt, and as I get closer, this is a project that's taking a couple of months actually. As I get closer to completion, I'm going to let you guys know about that book coming up. And now here, the mystery top here, the spinning top that a lot of people said they never saw. Actually, Joe Pavlich, he my partner in the podcast said he didn't know what that was, and here's what it looks like. I do have behind me here. I can't be here looking forever, but I do have a couple of copies of it. And then in the back, you have a couple of the ads. This is Honor House. This is the Gandalf product here. I mentioned that in my last video. That was a horrible. Look how bad the graphics are on that. I mean, like, come on, man. You're gonna sell Frankenstein that looks like that? That looks. This Boney the skeleton here actually looks like I've seen in the dollar stores this poster that's about 6 foot tall for $1, and the skeleton is like that. But this one here was this. They're not advertising that there. They're advertising the original Boney. And oh yeah, you see the 25 lesson hypnotism, and then as we get closer, This company here, this company that was called Regency Mail Order here, they're the ones that sold the 48-inch inflatable space alien, which next time I'm going to have a picture of that ad. Um, and over here, that's me. That's me as a kid. Here, Kirk gave me that much, and a little bit here about my life story, and that's me when a little younger, of course, with my mustache there. But yeah, that's that's me. I'm on page 154. Yeah, 154. And then if you go to the last and not least, there's my buddy. There's Kirk. Kirk and his story. He's a great guy, man. Kirk is one of those guys that you can call a friend without even knowing the guy. When he comes in, he was just very mild, very. Now the funny thing, this turned back to this. The glasses made by the same company. If you have, which I have I got about 40, 50 of this plastic versions. This is the cardboard later version they made. See the cardboard, the plastic ones. I have about 6. I didn't realize they were so expensive. The reason that say Honey Toy Industries in the back, and the rest are all Transscience Corporation, which means I got them in 1984. So they were because right now they don't. You can't get the plastic ones anyway. The original mold was lost. But anyway, that's mail order mysteries here. You can still get. Actually, I don't know what happened, but right now Amazon ran out of the book. They're going for like $50 a piece, and probably there's a lot that me and Kirk signed. I wonder how much those would go for, but I don't know. But anyway, Kirk is the man. He did a great job in this. He actually himself made a more beautiful cover, I think. But then the company, because that's what happens. That's one of the drawbacks when you have your book published by a publisher. They edit the hell out of it. But anyway, here's a story I wanted to say really quick. It's about my friend here. I found an ad for my friend a while back, and I thought I had read. Anyway, the ad was by a company called J Mar, which was the earliest, not the Guaranteed or Melton company, which is the same company. Guaranteed and Melton, the same company. And also Honor House, the company that bought Honor House had the same name, Guaranteed, but they're different companies. But Melton and Guarantee are the same. But I found an ad for J Mar, which was a very early 1969 ad. And when I found that ad, I sent away. I just wanted to say that story because I sent away. Oh, I called the post office, and coincidentally, I can't see the year here because I need a microscope for this. But I think it was like the early '80s. I was able. Now let me hide the. I can't put the PO box. It's you can. I don't want because the guy's still actually there. But this was the son of the owner of J Mar, who made the plans for that. So when I wrote to him, I got this back. Okay, it says, I'm sorry, April 22nd, 1996. Okay, this is the 2 envelopes he sent me. And again, I'm going to see, it says J Mar. I can't show that. It wouldn't be. And that was my P.O. box at the time. And he sent me thinking it was his uncle, because I sent him information if he had this. So he sent me this, and in this he sent me a whole thing about it, some comic book he had driven, and of course here is the ad again. I don't want to show too much in the ad because I don't want people out there to try to create it and say, yeah, I have it and I know what the original looked like. And this is one thing that kind of divulges what it looks like, that I can tell because I never seen the original, but I know enough of them that I would be able to tell if it is or not. And he told me here that I can order them, and he sent me this. So I was all excited, and I said, wow, I can't believe it's this easy, man. I spent thousands of dollars. I drove to Chicago, Illinois in the 80s trying to find the company Melton to see if they had the plans left. Well, anyway, when the guy found out that it was real and I had sent him $20 to send me the plans, he got very nervous. I got a call on a Sunday morning and say, listen, my dad died 20 years ago. I can't tell you, the plans are not around. But anyway, he was nice enough and kind enough to write me a letter. And he says, your friend, formerly J Mar. He didn't want to even give me his name. He was nervous. I don't know why he sent me back the $20. Maybe he thought after 20 years, his dad being dead, and somebody coming and calling him about plants and stuff. He didn't know. Who knows? Whatever he thought or came across. But his dad actually drew this stuff, and I guess he sold them in comic books. And this guy sent them to me as a gift. Not what I wanted, but I still treasure it here. And it was sent to me in 1996. I don't know if I could see the actual month, but anyway, this was the closest to me getting this plans that I've ever come across, or that I thought. Now, in modern day, there is one guy which I don't know why this guy is like this. I guess some people are just not nice from nature. I don't know. I met this guy who claims he's got it. The reason I believe he has it is because I was showing him mail order mysteries, and then when I got to the part of the plans, he goes, "Oh, he didn't even know I was looking for this. I got those plans," he said. "I got them, but..." And in fact, he went on to tell me that there was even a Coca-Cola spill on the plan. He told me it's in a table next to his bed that he's had as a kid. When he found out I wanted them, well, this guy he's not a nice guy. I've even offered him money for a photocopy. He refuses. He doesn't want me to have them. He thinks I'm going to make a fortune if I sell them. Come on, man, let's be honest. How many plants can I sell? What, $10 a piece? I'm going to sell 1,000,000. But anyway, if anybody out there, anybody has these, has access to them, man, even a photocopy would be. I just want to, that's one of those things I've never found that I always wanted. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this offer. This two colored buddies that I sell them on eBay every week, they're $149 a piece. If somebody gets me those plans, I will take care of them. Plus, I will give the person or anybody who can lead me to the plans, they will get on me one of those, each of those monsters. You're going to get the set. I'll give you the set for free. I'll send it on me if somebody can find for me these plants. Okay, Melton Company. It says guarantee company. I even blew it up like this. But it also says the Melton Company. There are many variations of this ad. I want these plants, and I'm willing to part and give 2 copies. Now, when I'm saying not originals, of course, but the reproductions I sell for $150 a piece, the last month alone I sold about 36 copies. I will give this for free to whoever can get me those plants, or any type of information I can get on them, but just enough that I can get the plants. I will even settle for photocopy. Now, there is something I wanted to finish here to finish my video, and this is kind of like a little freebie thing, but I wanted to show you. This is the one that I use. Here's a 7-foot Frankie baby. This is the one I use to make, duplicate, and everything. But I just wanted to show you guys, this is one of my originals. You see over here? You see the leg, how you see those things are kind of like because of the age and the ink and whatever. I have 2 more originals, but those are still in the envelope and whatever. This is just one that I've used to reproduce. I promised this to my friend Joe, and I'm going to give it to him as a gift because he's never had an original, and I just want to show this. This is the top version of Frankie baby. You see? Let me see, but this is my the one copy. You see? Here's the guy. Here's the fellow. Big, 7 foot tall in 2 pieces, right? Scared, imagine your friends shocked when they walk into the room and see the monster reaching out. Bigger than life Frankenstein, the man-made genie. Now, I'm stuck on it. I memorized the ad. Right now, I don't remember. It's, believe it or not, it's 2 o'clock in the morning my side, so I'm a little tired. But anyway, having said that, guys, I thought I'd just show you that I do have all this original stuff. And I probably bring in the real good ones that I have. The best ones are actually in the Mail Order Mysteries book. I'm going to show more and more each week of originals. I'm actually going to bring the original box of my friends here so you can see them with the box, what it looks like. I have all this here in my office down here, and you can see a tour if you go to houseoftheunusual.com. You will see a tour of my office if you're on a computer or an iPad. I don't think it plays on the cell phones, but you can see the whole 6-7 minute tour of. And this is part. I still do have another 10 by 12 storage facility filled to the top. Having said that, I also want to say that me and Joe have a podcast. We put it out every week. The podcast is called House of the Unusual Radio. You can hear it on Spotify. You can hear it on Anchor. I believe it's in iTunes. It plays in 6 different formats. And we're already up to our second show. Actually, we already did our third show yesterday, which speaks about UFOs and flying saucers. And I think you guys will want to really listen to that. That's going to air next Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 3 p.m., the new show comes on. Now, also, if you guys look at the 7-foot Frankenstein, you can get a copy of this, but really well done. On my YouTube channel, we'll give the link where you can get it, and it will be David has them because it's easier for him to ship them because he got the whole load. So, he's going to get the orders. They're mine and his combined effort. So you can get them. Those are limited. We only printed about 200 of them. So, if you let it go, it's not going to be around anymore. I'm not sure if I'm going to make them again. They're very hard, man. This thing, you have no idea how hard it was to. And the other thing is, Crypt of Classic. If you love classic films, you got to go to Crypt and Classic. It's a Facebook fan page. It's by Joe. Joe does a marvelous job there. The other day I was able to watch The House on Haunted Hill from one of the links there. I mean, I do have it, but it was easier to just on my phone go boom and watch it. And it was, I love the film with Vincent Price, and it's one of the greatest films. In fact, I have like 10 copies of the darn thing. But anyway, I also wanted to say, guys, if you like toy reviews, you guys got to go and listen to Laura Legends. Laura Legends has almost 200,000 subscribers to her channel, growing every day, and she does fabulous toys reviews. So a shout out to Laura Legends and her fabulous job each day. And also, Laura, if you're listening, please tell people I'm going to give them this for this, man. I really want this. Somebody's got to have them. It can be possible that 40 years of searching for something, and that's the holy grail I can't find. I have the submarine, I have everything except that. That's what I need to complete my collection. And if somebody, which I doubt, because if somebody has the Honor House 7-foot Ghost or the Bobson Production 7-foot Ghost instructions, I would love to have a copy of that. And I'm willing to pay for it as well. And a good price. Having said that, guys, have a great night. God bless. And until next time.